So I recently watched a movie, or actually I rewatched a movie that I hadn't seen in a very, very long time. When the movie first came out in theaters, I was all for it. I mean, the day it came out, I watched it. The day after I watched it again on the weekend. Even after that, I kept on watching and rewatching it. It was quite ridiculous. But I just loved the story. It was just a great cast and it was amazing. The movie, if you didn't know already by looking at it, Crazy Rich Asians. Oh my God, I just love the story, the acting. It was just so nice. But then again, you have to remember this or know this about me. I love rom-coms. Oh my gosh, I am such a rom-com fan. I watch it, I write it, I read it. Rom-com. Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice, love it. Oh my gosh, yes. And I own that I am the type of person who believes in happily ever afters, and I love fairy tales, and I own that. I own my womanhood in that. Yes, I love rom-coms and fairy tales, period. Judge me if you like, but I'm okay with my womanhood. Thank you. So when it came out, I was so happy. But here was what was interesting to me as I was kind of going through the period of the movie, was that it received such scathing reviews from Asians. So I was expecting scathing reviews from critics, because critics always sort of pan rom-coms because it follows a very generic sort of formula. But I was surprised that it had such scathing reviews from Asians. So I read articles, I went online, I looked at what dialogue was happening and why. And there were some really good points about it. They were saying things like it had actors with westernized accents, it didn't really depict Singapore, it wasn't an accurate description or depiction of Asians. Okay, that's true. But here's the thing, and I believe her name was May Say, she said it best. Hollywood makes films for Hollywood. And I think that has to be something that's remembered when it comes to films such as these. The thing about this film that I saw immediately was, wow, what a great film about Asians that puts them in this great light that's fun and interesting and people enjoy. And that's literally what I thought. And with that, I was like, of course this film is not going to be inclusive of everything Asian. It's the first film in X amount of years, at least 10, that actually had an all Asian cast. That is a big deal. Not only was the movie fun and engaging, it made money, which means now that more Asian films can be produced, that there's an interest there, that that Hollywood sees value in it. Of course there's value in it, but Hollywood sees enough value that they know they can make money from it, which is what they want to do. So the film, yes, it laid out this absurd sort of view, but it was a view that wasn't like starving children in a third world country or uneducated people. That is a big deal. Yes, it didn't cast a wide net, but it did so much. I know that there was a difference between how Asians in Western culture saw it versus Asians in non-westernized culture saw it. And I cannot speak to the nuances of that. All I can speak to is how I saw it as a person who's non-Asian and Western. I saw it as, wow, this is such a great introduction into learning more about Asian culture, learning more about Singapore. I already knew some things about Singapore, but now I was even more interested, which meant that I was able to do more research and find out about more things that had to do with all Asians. And I think that was the great thing about the movie, that it wasn't supposed to try to be a perfect science or a perfect movie that depicted Asians in every great light, but it was a movie that showed Asians in a great light and that piqued the interest of people enough that will allow them to learn more about the culture and engage more and be interested. Because sometimes You need to give people cake. You need to give them something sweet for them to come back for more. Just saying. Like, and so the movie was sweet. Now people will want more. And I think that is the point. So for me, I was just like, yes, love this movie. And I was so excited because I was like, okay, this is great. Because this not only opens the door for all Asian cast, it opens the door for all other type of ethnicity cast. And that's the thing about Hollywood. Hollywood looks at the successes of minorities and ethnicities to see if they're willing to greenlight other projects. That Crazy Rich Asians, this was not just a win for Asians. It was a win for all ethnicities, trying to depict their greatness and the best of them to a Western world. I think that was the point, and it achieved that. And I'm not saying that it couldn't have been better. I'm not saying that it couldn't have included all the different dynamics and all the different types of cultures of Asians. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying that it was the first step to more steps, to more movies, to more ways that Asians can be depicted in a much more realistic light to a bigger audience and a bigger world. That's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me your thoughts and opinion. Let me hear what you have to say. But like I said, please be kind. We could disagree or agree as long as we respect each other. All right, until next time. Bye.